Hey, so a lot of people know about the Mozambique Rhythm that is popularized by Steve Gadd. You can look up all sorts of videos on YouTube about it, and that sticking is really straightforward. You can look more in depth at some of the other videos that will explain that sticking. And so what I'm going to do is try to move that rhythm to my other limbs and do some stuff that is funkier. Well, here goes. Alright, so this is a little bit further on the Mozambique Rhythm. Obviously very funky. Okay, so now I have some advice for you on how to play with independence, and I'm talking like a lot of the more popular Latin beats that people know. Okay. The best advice I've ever gotten on how to play like that is to count it as eighth notes. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. So 1, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. By counting that on 2 and 4, it's like the backbeat of a rock and roll song. It's like. Also, by counting it as eighth notes, it makes it less convoluted on top on what you're doing with your hands. Let me demonstrate. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. The eighth notes, I mean, by nature of the eighth notes, you play them a little slower, and maybe that allows you to develop your independence to a higher level. But also the frequency of the quarter notes, feeling them, and where you feel them, and where you put what is the upbeat of the hi-hat as a backbeat allows you to keep tempo more easily. So, that all starts rooted with this. Alright, so I mean, I really am focusing on the backbeat, which is. The worst advice I ever got on how to play with independence is to go, do this rhythm repetitively with one limb and do a different rhythm with the other limb. So like, people will be like, okay. And then while your body is hypnotically doing that, you're supposed to fill in the other note. That's bad. You should really be like 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. They're as integrated as flam taps would be. You have to really lock these beats up together. You can't allow them to just be in independent worlds. I mean, they have to be tight. You know, you don't really want it slopping everywhere. A way to come up with a very cool beat on your own is to think in 2-bar measures. I like to think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4 as a full like beat on the drum set. By doing it over 2 measures instead of 1 measure, it gets less repetitive and it has a better melodic quality. A good way to start maybe would be to count a very simple melody that takes 2 bars. So how about like 2, 3, 1 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. Now, okay, we've gone over a bunch of rhythms. How to count over a 2-bar phrase: 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. We've had the Mozambique Rhythm. And we've had a Samba, where we talked about counting that as 8th notes. Now let's just play them all together, and maybe have a cool, you know, shifting song here.